Happy Easter, everybody.
Hello, happy Easter.
There we go. So well, let's see, who are we waiting for? Willow. Jackie said she was coming. She's your friend, right?
Yep, she's probably just still working on getting out, but I'll hop on Facebook and see if sending a message is needed.
We're still a minute. You can't see my face. We're still like a minute before. Well, now I have 1 o'clock. Hi, Rachel and Elizabeth and Vicky and Jackie and Shirley.
That's good.
Good. Okay, so while we're waiting for, I think the one last person that's going to come, actually Lily's going to come too. She emailed me this morning. So while we wait for those two to come in, if you have a yoga block, grab the yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, here's the quick trick. You grab a big towel and you fold it. Yeah, okay, so Elizabeth, do one more turnover. So you're going to skinny sausage. That towel, and you're going to go in half again so that it becomes a little wider. So make sausage. Okay. And then when we use it on the wall, we can unfold and use it. So you need something about that big around. So either or. The block is just easier to maintain, but if you have an old mat, I like to make rolls out of old mats. When you decommission a yoga mat, it gets thinner, and you can make a roll out of it. Just use duct tape and just have a permanent roll. So in forest yoga, we use these so much. It's almost like carrying a yoga block around with you. Rachel, go half again. Make it squat like that bit. There you go. Shirley, you have a block or a roll?
I'm making a roll. I rolled up a blanket, but now I'm rolling up a towel.
There's Lily. Okay. All right. So look, make it that wide. So make it narrower than the first fold over. Good job, Elizabeth. You got it.
I got it.
Vicky, what you got there?
Well, it's like a mini blanket sleeping bag thingy.
Gonna go between your legs. Can you squeeze it and get enough resistance?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, if not, you can grab a towel. Those are pretty easy.
Yeah, I got
Lily, can you hear me? I don't see you. All right, Shirley, you and Jackie are the return troopers. You're gonna know some of the stuff that we've done already.
Oh yeah, it's always new for me. It's always new. It's good.
Okay, so have your mats also set up perpendicular to the wall, so the skinny side is against the wall. All right, so let me show you how my mat is. You need a wall space. Let's see, where's my mat? There's the door. This is a challenge with the cord. Mat is against the wall and it's short side. So I need about 4 feet on either side of my mat. Rachel, you're upside down for some reason. Hello.
The yoga move.
All right, so when we come down on the floor, then we'll be against the wall, and I will move my camera down so that you can see mainly my back and my little feet on the wall, which is pretty key. All right. Lily, are you there? We'll do a shout out. I see her.
Yes, I am. I made it and I connected.
Okay, do you have a roll or a block?
Yes, I'm working on the roll right now.
Good, okay. I just can't see you, and that's okay.
Right.
Make sure.
Yeah.
All right, so find something to sit on to begin with. You can sit on that little roll or you can sit on your block. And so we'll just begin. You can change your own view. I'm gonna probably keep mine at gallery so I can see all of you, but you can switch over to speaker view, and we'll try leaving the mute open unless you want to mute yourself in case you have any questions along the way. But if you have noise in the background, it'll keep pulling the screen to whoever's making the noise. So it might get annoying. So we'll just check in. Maybe I'll mute everybody. All right. Okay. So we'll come to a sit up on something so that we can begin to open up the legs. All right. So I tried to give you a little bit of let me back up a little bit of a fore understanding about when you have sciatic pain. It usually comes from the low back because that's where the nerve. I will hang on, mute you all for right now. Okay. So the pain, not everyone has pain. Sometimes people have just a discomfort. It's caused either by injury or repetitive use. Sometimes, as I was telling you, it's just your anatomy, your anatomical structure when you're born. So sitting up on something may feel uncomfortable, but especially if you're sitting on a block, because 80% of us, the sciatic nerve connects into the bottom, right into the side of the sacrum, and then it comes anterior, front side of the piriformis, and then it rolls underneath and it comes down to the top of the hip bone of the trochanter. But 20% of us, the nerve splits right through the piriformis. So when you're sitting down, we call that the sit bones, you're actually pressing down on the nerve. So if you find that after you sit for a long time, it hurts more, you might be one of those people without knowing it. So just functionally sit on cushions, sit on something that's going to, cushion that nerve, and that might help in that daily process. But we're going to open up the front of the psoas. We're going to work on the piriformis. We're going to work on the extension. We're going to build our core strength to open up the back, and that's what today is all about. All right, any questions? Raise your hands. Good. So let's just find an open sit. So you can press your hands down on the legs and open up the femurs from the hip joints. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths. And then if you have tension in the neck, it's a good time to release. Just roll shoulders up to ears, roll them back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, drag them down, and do that a few times, just releasing the tension of the shoulders, because the hips are a mirror to the shoulders. If your shoulders are tight, your hips will be tight. And then go the other way. So it's nice just to begin with just a little opening. All right, and let's come to a little breathing. So close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale that out. And then this time when you breathe in, scan the body by thinking about your fourth toe, which is the gallbladder line. So right next to the little toe, that gallbladder channel goes to the end. So that's the end of the channel. We're going to go up, opposing that channel. And in your mind's eye, come up on the top of the foot, over the ankle, right along the IT band, outside of the knee, right up the outside of the thigh, lateral outside, right into the hip, and then right into the butt, into the glute muscles, piriformis muscle. And then it splits. One line comes to the front and the other continues up the back. The gallbladder channel comes up right on either side of the ribs, almost underneath the armpits. And it traces right over the gallbladder organ itself. Then it comes up and it does crisscrosses over the head. It wraps around the ears, wraps around the temple, comes back over, sits right above the eyes, and then finally the beginning of the gallbladder channel is on the lateral side of the eyes. So it's a long channel with a lot of points. And oftentimes when you have that lateral pain in your legs, it's on the gallbladder channel. And what we say from this medicine point of view is the liver and the gallbladder are mates. Liver is considered the yin, the deep blood potential, and the gallbladder is what makes things move. And since there's so many points on the head, it's the gallbladder that makes decisions. It's the gallbladder that goes to rage. So it's a very reactive organ, which sort of explains when you have the shooting pain that follows down the gallbladder channel, perhaps it's the same energy. So I just want you to know where the channel runs. And then the next few deep breaths, just in your own time, eyes closed, just breathe and trace the channel up. And on the exhale, go down the channel from the head, front of the chest, down the ribs, down the outside of the legs, right to the fourth toe. And just imagine you can release. So we do that just to make the channel flow. Do that another time. Pull all that energy down from the head. Give it to the feet. And then as almost as if it drops off the toes, it releases. So remember, indirectly or directly, that sciatic, that low back pain, that pain in the butt, literally, is connected to the head. So open the eyes really soft. You can change your sit if you wish. We're just going to take a couple of side bends. So put your right hand out to the side, and you can just put the fingers out. And the left arm reaches up to the sky. Take a deep breath in, pull the ribs open, and then take a nice side bend over. Let the ear drop to the shoulder. Let the knee come back towards the earth, but without collapsing. Take a nice deep breath into the ribs. See if you can straighten that arm and extend the fingers. If someone's pulling the fingers out, big breath in. And we're going to leave the head right where it is, and we're going to take that left arm down towards the ground and about a foot off the floor. That's where you need a little room. I almost hit the wall here. Make sure. Extend the arm out as if someone is pulling the arm out, and you'll feel a little bit of that radial nerve. Breathe right into your neck and your shoulders here. Keep reaching the fingers out. Now turn chin down towards shoulder, looking down at the earth. Breathe into the back of the neck. So make some big belly breaths all the way to the top of the head. So we're just trying to release some of this nerve action that may be coming from the head. Another big breath here. And then let that left hand pull your head up, but take that right hand to the cheek and lift the head and help it out nice and gentle. Good. And then set your right hand to the floor, lift left arm up to sky, big breath in. Pull the ribs up. So when you come over, it's a full rib open. So remember, This side is your gallbladder side. If this is related to gallbladder, give it some space. Drop your ear to shoulder so you release the neck. You can close your eyes, extend the fingers out. Big breath in. And feel the top of the hip opening. And try not to collapse forward, but reach up and over. Take 2 more deep breaths here. And see if you can open up into the bottom ribs, feel some space. And then drop that right hand over, leave the head right where it is. Extend, extend, extend. Let that hand pull out, reaching. And that nerviness again is the radial nerve that comes from the thumb to the top of the neck. Take a breath into that space. So right on the top of the shoulder, we have a gallbladder point. It's called gallbladder 21. And it's responsible for sending the chi down. So if you can open up the extension of the arm and breathe right into the top of the traps, right? Your traps are always tight. That's right where the point is. Imagine on the exhale, pulling the chi down right to the ends of the feet. And then we'll help that out. Rotate chin to chest. Drop forehead down towards shoulder. Breathe into the back of the neck. A lot of times we have occiput, right, the base of the cranium, headaches. This is all related to the gallbladder channel. Big breath in and out. Let your right hand lift you up, left hand to cheek, lift your head nice and slow. Good, welcome. Let's come off of whatever you're sitting on, let's come down flat. Let's bring our soles of our feet together, Baddha Konasana. You can wrap your hands underneath your toes and pull the heels in, let your knees drop to the floor, and then reach up, straighten the spine nice and tall. And on the exhale, pull forward, lengthen the low back first. So now we're gonna try to find space in the back, pull forward, hinge elbows right in the front of the shins, hold that, and then you can drop your head down and you feel the opening in the low back. So this is your first forward fold, so take it easy. Big deep breaths in the belly. Make space, extends the spine, and then relax that neck, chin to chest, drop top of head down. Breathe deep. So we can also help our lungs here in this process today. So let's encourage more chi flow here. Big deep breath in, last one. And on the exhale, pull your belly in, roll up, stacking the spine nice and tall. Use your hands to help lift your knees. Extend the legs out. And then we can just run the hands down the outside of the legs. Come into a forward fold, an easy one. If you can grab the bottom of your feet, just put the hand or the thumb right on the end of the fourth toe. If not, just hold your hands near the lateral side of the legs. And extend. This is where a strap comes in handy if you can't reach. Otherwise, lift up, lengthen the spine, pull the belly in, come down, drop your head. Opening space in the low back again. And then take big deep breaths. And with head bowed, thank yourself for showing up today. And instead of beating yourself up on, why do I have this pain? When is it gonna ever go away? Can we change the thoughts to what can I be curious about? What is this going to teach me? Can I breathe deeper for this moment and actually make that move? Remember, pain is just stuck chi. So let's take a deep breath in, pull the belly in and walk the hands back up nice and easy. We're gonna take 2 twists here. So take your right knee right into chest. And then you can lean back to pull it in. Once you get it in, you can grab on the front of the shin and then pull the chest back in. And then squeeze the knee right into the chest. Pull your belly up so you straighten the spine and then flex your toes back. So we're lengthening. Big deep breaths here. Using the front of the shin to help us pull forward. And we're going to twist both directions. So you have your right knee up. You're going to take your left hand across, right hand behind. Kickstand, inhale, and then you're going to twist, pull the belly in and twist towards your bent leg. Now remember, keep chin in the middle of the chest. Oftentimes we think we're twisting and we're looking behind, but it's only the neck that's twisting. We want the body to twist. So pull knee in, pull belly in, twist, but keep the chin in the middle of the chest. Extend that left leg out, toes flex back, big deep breaths here. Every inhale, think long. Use your back hand to help lift up. And exhale, pull the belly in and twist just a little more towards the back. And then you can release this, twist the other way, just a counter twist. And then we'll switch. Bring that foot down, switch legs. You can lean back, remember, pull in, tight chest, flex the toes. Keeping that whole long leg active. So we're warming up hip flexors and piriformis here, just a little at a time. Deep breaths in, pull that spine up nice and tight, lift the head. And then hold on, right hand, left hand comes behind you as a kickstand. Take a deep breath in. Pull belly in and twist towards the back. Keep extending that long leg forward. And inhales, lengthen. Exhales, pull the belly and twist towards the back. You can even wrap your arm around that knee if it's hard to hold. 2 more breaths here. Last one, big inhale. On the exhale, release, just twist the other way. Take a little counter twist. You can put the hand on top of the thigh and help twist the other way. Good, and then release. Let's take one more forward fold before we come onto the backs. This time, lift arms straight up to sky. Big breath in. Pull belly in and come down with the chest. Hands will lay on the floor, on the shins, or on the bottom of the feet. Big breath in, lengthen, and exhale comes down. Big deep breaths. Warming up the back. Last inhale. Exhale, pull the belly in and roll up. Good. All right, I'm gonna unmute you and I just want to check in. Did anybody have any pain there?
No.
Shirley?
Not from the exercise. I had pain coming in and I still have it, but I felt some release
Okay.
with the stretching, yeah.
Okay. So here's the rule. If it's sharp pain, back off a little. If it's achy pain, breathe deeper and see if we can't move it. All right? So I know all of you are dealing with just a little bit of, back, either degeneration or injury or stenosis or sciatic, some kind. So let me know. All right, so we're going to come to the wall. I'm going to mute you again, come back. So this is how we're going to set up on the wall. I need to move this so you can see my feet, which is really important. So wall work helps in resistance to work on the back. So we have to do abs in here. And this is what this is going to be about. Have your block or your roll nearby so you can grab it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come to a bridge with my toes on the baseboard. probably just put that right in the way. Can you see my feet on the wall? Yeah, okay. Toes to baseboard. When you lower down, make sure that you can touch your tips of your fingers to your heels for proper bridge form here. And we're gonna do abs with the block and the roll, and then we're gonna do a bridge with the block. So come on down and make sure that you don't look to the side. You've already seen how I set up. And what I want you to do is I want you to listen to my cues and keep your head, your neck nice and long, and look up at the ceiling. All right, so have your block nearby and your roll nearby. So grab one of those two, take the block on its medium width or the roll, put it right below the knees and give it a good squeeze in. So we're abducting, we're pulling the knees towards each other. That's one of the signs we test for piriformis syndrome. And you're gonna squeeze that in. Now you can tip your tailbone up towards the ceiling and flatten the sacrum down. Squeeze the block and then put a little pressure into your toes and you feel your lower ribs and your sacrum pressing down into the floor. Now, you don't have to do anything big to get release in the lower back. So just take a deep breath in here while you're pressing in. And then release. Come back to normal arc and back and feel the difference. So we're gonna stabilize the low back while we do these abs by doing just exactly what we did. All right. Anybody? Everybody's okay. Good, I can't hear you, but I can see you. All right, so hands will lay down onto the floor, nice and easy. We're just gonna do a couple of tips up and then we're gonna use our hands. All right, so everyone take a deep breath in. Hold that breath, curl your tailbone up and flatten back to floor. Squeeze the block. And then exhale, release all that tension. Inhale. Hold breath, curl tailbone, squeeze block, press down into back. Hold, hold, hold. Then release, normal arc and back. All right, now we're gonna do a set of 10. We're gonna do abs to strengthen the front of the body, and then the back will find space. So I always lift my hands up so I can see which finger I put on top. And then bring hands behind cranium. Squeeze elbows up towards ceiling. When you lay your head back down, lengthen the neck back down to the floor. All right, so keep the elbows up towards the ceiling. We're gonna lift from the shoulders. All right, not pulling chin to neck. All right, here we go. Take a deep breath in. Hold that breath. Curl your tailbone, squeeze the block. Push down into the feet. Now exhale, roll up for a count of 5, lifting from the shoulders. 5, 4, 3, 2, pulling belly down. Exhale all your air out and squeeze the block. Release head back down, take a nice big deep breath in. Hold that breath, curl tailbone, squeeze the block. Exhale, rolling up. 5, 4, 3, exhale all the way down, pull belly down, squeeze the block. Release, inhale, lay the head back. Hold that big breath, curl your tailbone, squeeze the block. Exhale, rolling up. Pull your belly down, empty, squeeze. Inhale, big breath in. Hold, curl, squeeze. Exhale, roll up. 5, 4, exhale all the way down. Lift a little higher, the shoulders, squeeze your block. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Hold, curl, squeeze. Exhale, roll up. Make your breath nice and smooth, rolling up. Keep squeezing that block. Pull your belly down. Inhale, big breath, open. And hold, curl, squeeze. Exhale, rolling up. Lift from the elbows. Squeezing your block. Last one. Big breath in. Hold that breath. Curl your tailbone, squeeze the block. Exhale, roll up. Keep squeeze that block. and then lay your head back down. All right, roll over, wave your hands if you need my help. Good. All right, let's go on to bridge. Leave that block or that roll right between those knees. We're going to use the tension of the feet on the floor to come up. So you can reset in case you move. Make sure the tips of your fingers touch the heels. Flatten the sacrum down, flatten the shoulder blades down, hands soft to the sides. All right, squeeze that block between your knees. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, curl tailbone up, press into feet. Make sure you're looking straight up at the ceiling. Keep your neck nice and long. And then no pressure from the shoulders. So in order to release the hips, let the shoulders flatten to the floor. Squeeze that block or that roll between your knees and push the hips up towards the ceiling. On the inhale, and on the exhale, pull the knees towards the wall. Now squeeze the glutes from the underside. So remember, we have to strengthen the glutes to keep the femurs in place so we don't waddle walk. And all that plays part in this pain in the lower back. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, lengthen towards the wall. Keep squeezing that block between your knees. Take another breath up, lift another inch higher. And then when you roll down on the exhale, draw that tailbone towards the wall, lengthen the spine. And then you can take the block out, make your feet as wide as the mat, and then just drop your knees together. So when we do this position here, we're opening the SI joints up towards the outside. So that gives the SI joints room to the nerve. Take the heels of your hands, grab your thighs and push away, press towards the wall. And you feel this extra tension is also helping open up those joint spaces. Big deep breaths. And then release. We're going to just windshield wiper the knees. Leave your feet wherever they are. Drop knees to the left. And your right knee, you might need to back off the wall. I have just enough room. You drop your right knee down to the inside. Lengthen the psoas. Lift right arm up above your head. Take some nice deep breaths into the front of the hip. Big rib spaces here. So remember, that's gallbladder channel. So we're just opening up, making sure it flows. And then bring the knees over to the right side. Drop left knee into the middle and reach up with the left arm. Take a nice big stretch here. Big deep breaths. Still working on hamstrings, piriformis, outside hip flexor, and the psoas. Big culprit here. All right, come on up, or just bring your knees up. I'm gonna click on. I have it looks like someone sent a chat. I don't get chats here, but someone sent a message. You're all unmuted. You can talk to me if you wish. Did everyone do okay? Okay. All right. I don't know what the chat's about. All right. We're going to keep.
The chat says, so what if you don't have a gallbladder? That's what the chat says.
You still have, okay, and who had, Shirley, you have your gallbladder out?
No, not me.
The
Well,
chat's from Vicky. The chat's
No,
from
it
Vicky.
was for me. It was
Okay.
from earlier.
well, you know, your liver's still going to make bile. You have to change your diet, but energetically, the space for your gallbladder is still there. So there's something in your brain called the phantom limb. When people lose their limbs or lose organs, they still have the space there. They'll get phantom or emotions. So we act as if it's still there.
Well, I was
Okay.
going for that, but I was just wondering.
Okay. All right. So the next set, we're actually going to put the feet up on the wall. We're going to do bridge on the wall and then one leg bridge lifts. All right. So those of you who did with me, you know what's coming up. Otherwise, watch me on the screen, how I place my feet, and listen up. I'm gonna mute you again here. Staying in the same position. Okay, down to floor. I'm gonna scoot my butt close to the wall. So still setting up like we're setting up for bridge. We're gonna all start with right foot, or left foot on the floor, toes to the wall. Right foot up on wall, about 90 degrees. All right, so you may want to look first. Let me just show you. So when you come down, you will lengthen that neck. So you always start by lengthening the neck and being able to flatten the spine to the floor. All right, so hands are off to the side, soft. We're going to come right back into bridge, but we're going to use the wall. So the motion of the upper leg is pushing into the wall. By pushing in, I'm pressing my back down. All right, so here's the cues. Big breath in, hold, curl. Now exhale, lifting left hip up, pushing right foot into wall. Exhale, so you can see why my neck is important, to look straight up. And I keep lifting left hip up, push my left toes into wall, right foot into wall. I can come into a higher bridge, squeeze my glutes here. And then when we lower down, exhale, I'm dragging my tailbone towards the wall. We come down. We're going to do a set of those. And then I'm going to show you everything. We're going to switch legs, and then I'm going to come gracefully scooting my butt to the wall, feet above my knees, about the width of my hips. I can grab that block again, put it right back in, take a breath in, curl tailbone up, push, squeeze, walk my feet up. The higher my feet, the more I lift my hips up.
Candace, we just lost your video. Can't see you anymore.
Did you guys get cut off?
We couldn't see you.
Interesting. Could you hear me?
Anybody else? I don't think I
No,
was.
it all went out at the same time.
Yeah, I think they both went out at the same time.
It was right when you were talking about the full bridge and how much higher it went up. So it was most of it was there.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sorry for not looking at the screen. All right. So we'll just do this together every now and again. Just peer over. I'll make sure. But set up for bridge here. Have your block or your roll right next to you. We're going to leave left foot down on the floor. And we're going to put right foot up on the wall. So it's about a 90-degree angle. And you can tip your tailbone up and you can press into the foot on the wall, both of them, and you can feel the back pressing down. Now, if you ever need relief from just a sore back, you can just lay here without lifting. As long as you're pressing and tipping the tailbone up, you are opening the lower vertebrae and we're pressing them down. And that disperses energy. So when you squeeze something, it has to move somewhere else. So if you're stuck in the lower vertebrae, this is a great thing to do just for relief. All right, so here we go. Ready? All right, hands off to the side. Take a deep breath in. Hold, curl your tailbone. Now exhale, push up, lifting left hip up. Push into right foot against the wall. Now make sure you're looking up at the ceiling and you're just hearing me now. Keep your neck long because we're pushing on the neck here. So keep lifting the left hip up. Take a deep breath in. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Exhale, push the energy from the right foot into the wall. Inhale, again, lift the left hip up another inch. Exhale, right foot into wall. Squeeze your glutes here. Take another breath. Exhale. Exhale, send the energy into the right foot. Now we're gonna do lifts. So take a deep breath in. And now exhale, roll down, tailbone tipping towards the wall. Touch the floor, and then inhale, roll back up again. Exhale, come down, rolling, flattening the spine. Inhale, lifting up. Press that left hip up, push into right foot on wall. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, tipping tailbone up, lift, press into left hip, press up, up, up. Right foot into wall. Now exhale, roll down. Good. And then just bring right foot off the wall. Soles of feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana. And we'll just allow that to release. You can put the heels of your hands right on the femurs and push. I like to waddle back and forth to open. Everyone's still with me? Good. Just a little release in there. All right, switching sides. Lift the knees up, use your hands. Put right foot down, reset. Touch the tips of the fingers, flatten the sacrum to the floor. Lift left foot up to the wall. Good. Hands off to the side, nice and smooth and long neck. Look up at the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Pause, curl tailbone, press into right foot, lift higher. Push right foot down and left foot into wall. Sometimes you need to readjust, that's okay. You come up higher than you expect. Now lift right hip up, breathe in. Exhale, push left foot into wall. Right hip lifts on the inhale, push up. Exhale, push into wall. Inhale, lift right hip. Now exhale, pressing into wall. Just imagine sending energy into the wall. Last time, lift up another inch higher with the right hip, big breath in. Exhale, press into wall. Now we're gonna go ahead and we'll come down. Big breath in first, lift up. Exhale, rolling down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, bring that tailbone a little closer to the wall. Tap. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, rolls down. It's nice and slow. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, rolling down. Keep pressing into both feet. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. And tap. One more time, lift up. And exhale, rolling down, pull tailbone towards the wall. Same thing, soles of the feet together, releasing this time. Good. Everyone okay? All right, so here's the part of bridge on the wall. Pull the knees together, scoot yourself in the most graceful way. Butt comes as close to the wall as you can get it. We're like seals. We're just flapping on the floor. All right, so once you get everything set, grab your block or your roll. We're going to put it right between the knees, back in the same place we put it. And then feet are a little higher than the knees. All right, so some alternatives. If you come up into a shoulder stand, this is shoulder stand prep, but it's also opening the psoas. You can place a blanket or your towel under your shoulders to lift the head up, and that gives you a little bit more room for the neck. All right, so give this a try. Just keep your head up towards or face up towards the ceiling here. All right, hands off to the side. We're going to take a deep breath in. Curl tailbone up, press back into floor, push feet into wall, and now roll up on the exhale. Squeeze that block. Now you have to move your feet a little higher the more you come up. So you can keep adjusting. And then when you find a place where you'd like to stay, squeeze the block. Don't look around. Make sure you're looking straight up. You don't need to use the hands under the back or the body here. Use your feet, press. Allow your shoulders to flatten here. Press your hips towards the other wall. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze that block. We're trying to lengthen this whole IT band, psoas. Take a deep breath in. Rolling down, tailbone comes down to floor. Easy. Feet stay up on wall. You can take the block out. Now hook your heels on the wall. Flex your toes back and then drop hamstrings towards the wall. I'm going to turn on while you rest here. Just the voices again. And see if anybody needs any coaching. How'd everyone do? Okay? Neck tension was fine. After you come down, you might need to do a little neck traction because it does put tension on the neck and the shoulders here. Everyone doing okay? All right. We're going to come up for second set. What? Okay. Scoot yourself back to the wall, readjust. With or without the roll or the block. All right, knees as wide as the hips. So the closer your bum is to the wall, the more vertical you will be. That's the adjustment. All right, arms up to the side. Take a nice big deep breath in. Curl tailbone up, lift. You can even put the hands under your head and lift up just a little and flatten and lengthen that neck. And then walk your feet up. Press hips towards other wall. Take some deep breaths. Don't stop breathing. You can roll your toes up off the floor. Press the balls of your feet into the wall. Big deep breaths. Squeeze those glutes. Press hips a little more closer to the other wall. One more deep breath. And then roll yourself down nice and easy. Vertebra by vertebra. Tailbone finally on the floor. Hook the heels. And we just let some of that blood come down the legs, flow back into the middle core. Big deep breaths. Good. Now this is where you get to be seal again. Just inch your way back off your mat. And we're going to come into another app called elbow to knee. And the distance that you want is if you extend your leg, you want to just barely touch the wall with your toes. So scoot away until you can just barely touch. And now you know you're at the right distance. Okay, ready? I can hear you. There you go. Unless you keep yourself muted. I've just unmuted everybody so you can talk to me. Okay, here we go. All right, lift your feet off the floor. Knees stay stacked right over hips. Flex the toes back, shins parallel to ceiling. Interlock your hands again, bring them back behind cranium and elbows up towards ceiling. Lay your head back down. All right, you want to keep the elbows close to each other. And we're going to bring both elbows to one knee and the other leg is going to extend. So here's my cues. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Curl your tailbone and flatten the back. elbows lift, exhale, bring left elbows to left knee, and extend the right foot and touch the wall. Now, if I'm too close, I need to back up a little bit, readjust. Good, and then inhale, head back down, bring knee back over hips. Inhale here, hold the breath, curl your tailbone, elbows coming to right knee, rolling up, exhale, extend left foot to wall. Extend, and pull the belly down. Inhale, lay your head back down, take a nice big deep breath. Hold that breath, curl your tailbone, exhale, elbows to the left knee, right leg extends. Pull the belly down and reach that leg nice and long. Release, inhale, knee comes back. Hold, curl, elbows to the right, extend left leg, exhale. Pull belly down. Inhale, lay your head back, big breath in. Hold, curl, exhale, reach right foot forward, elbows to left knee, pull belly down. Inhale, let's do one more each side, big breath in. Hold that breath, curl your tailbone, exhale, elbows to the right, left foot extends toward the wall, reach, 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 pull the belly down. Inhale, come back, last big breath. Hold, curl, elbows to the left, right leg extends, exhale, 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 pull the belly down and reach that right foot to the wall. Release the head, bring knees right into chest. And then you can just rock back and forth on your long erector muscles. Everyone do okay with that? So remember, these are ab exercises that are both, the first one we did to make space in the low back, and then this one was to extend everything down to the end of the leg, so extending the nerve, extending the muscles, and pulling the belly down made things a little longer. All right, take your time to roll to the side, press up, let your head come last, and now we're gonna move to the wall the other way. You're gonna take that roll that you made, and then you can unroll it now and make a nice little cushion for your knee. All right, we have a couple options here. Sorry about that, I got my hair stuck. Oh, come on. All right, so you're gonna put that pad close to the wall. So this is lunge on the wall, pigeon on the wall, lounge lizard, and lounge lunge. Those 4 sequences. So I'm going to show you the first one, which is the stronger one. And your alternative is regular lunge and regular pigeon, okay? So you have 2 options in case the wall is too strong for you. All right, so the way we come in, we're gonna back up, and we're gonna put right knee right on the wall with foot straight up on the wall, and then walk the hands back and come into a lunge on the wall. Now you can stay here, hands to floor, or you can press up, and the idea is that we eventually get butt right onto wall. It's a big butt opener, all right? So if that is too strong, you can stay down here, you can come to forearms on the floor, or you can just not do the wall and come into a normal lunge this way. We want to open up the front of the psoas. But do pad your knee, no matter which option you're going to choose. So if you're coming into the wall, put right knee there. Come up with left foot stacking. If you're in regular lunge, it's the same thing. Left knee up and right knee down. All right, so try to stack shoulders over hips. I know this is the big opening, but you don't realize how tight you are and how much of a difference that makes with your low back until you start doing something like this and you go, wow, I'm really tight. So breathe your way through the up. Maybe leave the hand here. Take a breath or two. And then walk your hands to your knee. Keep pressing the top of the right foot into the wall. We're gently letting the front of this quad open. If you need to rub and add some extra heat, that's good too. And eventually we can press back as far as you can come into the wall. So maybe dedicate 10 breaths each time. And I noticed a difference for me, since I haven't practiced this for a while, between last week and this week, how much more open I am. So it just takes a practice. Breathe. So remember, this is also liver channel. And if you start to get a little irritated or a little hot-headed, this is an immediate reaction to the liver channel. So open up your mouth and just go dragon breaths. Inhale, stick out your tongue. Good job. Okay, everyone bring hands to floor. Coming into pigeon. Now, if you're doing pigeon on the wall, you're just gonna bring your left foot into pigeon. Those of you that are in regular lunge, you just do the same thing. Walk right foot over to the other side of the mat and come into pigeon on the left side. All right, for those of you with foot on the wall, make sure your foot is not sickled to the side, that it's straight up over the knee. Good, so this is a little bit more lift and working on the outside hip flexor. Also working on the piriformis. You can stay up as if we're in queen pigeon here, or you can come forward if that releases your back. Come to forearms, make a little basket with the hands, or just drop the head down. And allow the outside of your hip to open. So if you're a normal pigeon and your hip is still lifted off the floor, just grab that towel and stick it underneath the hamstring on the left side for a little extra support. Try to square your hips. All right, you can feel both sides. See if you can make sure they're level. And of course, the more tension you have in the shoulders, the less your hips are going to come to the floor. So eventually, if you can get your head to the floor, rest here. Big deep breaths. Now, in these big muscles and these big areas, we have to give a few breaths. We can't just move through things. This is where, again, you start getting a little irritated. You're like, how long am I going to have to stay here? Right? That's the chatter brain. That's the gallbladder, heat rising. See if you can press your feet, top of your right foot down into the floor, into the wall. Release the tension from the head right into the foot. Take another deep breath. And then roll yourself back up. We're going to come right to the floor. Grab those blocks or make a roll with the towel. You can bring it with. And we're going to come right to the side edge of that left hip. You can put your feet on the wall if you wish.
Oh.
You're going to take that block and you put it right between the legs. Or you can grab a blanket or your towel and put it right between your legs. All right, so I'm in position. You can see where I'm doing. I'm on the side of my hip. My front left hand is way off to the front because that's going to give me room to drop my ribs. Now I flex the toes back, so I'm pushing the heels into the wall. But I'm not on the wall. I'm pushing as if I want to touch the wall. So bring that left hand enough forward that you can keep dropping your lower ribs. And then when we finally get to this position here, remember you're not tenting back, you're not rolling forward, you're on the edge of your left hip. Just drop your head over to the shoulder and relax and breathe. Now squeeze whatever you've got between your legs. Press through the heels, close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. Now you're really gonna feel it in the bottom ribs. You have now, this is good for the lower lungs, for sure. Take some deep breaths. The floating ribs are opening. That's the gallbladder channel. It comes right around the middle of the belly. Just trying to open that up. Couple deep breaths here. Just relax with it. It's easy when you're at home to check out and say, hey, I'm just gonna roll over here. Stay in. I can still see you. I can still hear you. Deep breaths in. Good. And then to release, just come down to the elbow. If that ever hurts your hand, you can do this as a forearm press too.
Already on elbow, okay.
Couple options here. All right, we're gonna take that block, whatever's there out. We're gonna roll back to the belly. We're gonna press up to a sit. Come into a child's pose, stretch your back. Take a couple deep breaths into the belly, right into the back space here. And we have one more we're gonna do on this side. It's called lounge lizard. So I'm gonna turn my back to you because that's the side I had anyway, just so you can see. So it's a forest yoga pose. If you don't know it, just watch first. So you come into a normal lunge. We come back to our front foot being the left. And I'm rolling to the front edge of my knee just to get the tension off. Bring my right hand out to the front and to the side. And my left hand grabs the front of the left knee and squeezes my knee into my chest. Now this is a rotation. I'm not gonna let my left leg go out. I'm gonna hold it in nice and tight. Breathe in, roll right hip down to floor. Slowly get that right hip down, squeezing left knee in. And then I get my head right on my knee. All right, come in together. Front left lunge. And then right hand out and forward. Left hand and forearm is grabbing that left knee. Take a deep breath in. And then roll right hip down to floor. Keep the left chest right into the left knee. And just sink that right hip down. And then rest your head right on the knee. Now we're really open the ribs again, but we're working on stretching the piriformis in the left leg. So squeeze the knee in nice and tight. Take some deep breaths into the belly and then press your right toes into the floor. Keep that full leg long and extended. Big deep breaths. And I know when you get contracted that you want to breathe little, breathe bigger. Big breaths, 2 more. When you roll out, just uncoil. Bring hands back to floor. Bring knees back to floor and take a nice child's pose. Maybe this time wide knees. Sink the hips right down in between your legs and reach the arms out nice and long. And then breathe into the space. So there's 4 tests. I'll keep talking to you while you're resting. It's called the FAIR test, F-A-I-R, to see if you have piriformis syndrome. So if you come into a doctor and you say, oh, I have sciatic pain, they test flexion, like bringing the knee into the chest. Does that bring you pain? Or adduction, bringing knees together like we did earlier, adding the knees to the central line. And then internal rotation. Those are the tests. So we've been doing all of those. So that's why I ask if you have sharp pain, then that's an indicator of the test. If you don't, then you just have an achy back, and we're gonna try to just open this up by chi flow. All right, come on up, grab those towels again, reset on the wall. We're gonna switch sides. All right, so reset your mats, put the blanket, and the reason why we use that blanket or that towel is to protect the knees. All right, we're coming to left knee now. Work your way in. If you wanted to take a few cat-cows or something to wiggle that spine loose before you come in, this is your practice, do that. Feels good just to move. And then when you're ready, just wiggle left knee back to wall or come into lunge with right knee forward. Look back, make sure that left foot is straight up above the knee. And then the hands can stay on the floor. So if you feel a little bit of a quad opener by lowering the hip to the floor, you can stay here. Or you can just gently walk the hands back up on to the right knee, pressing hips back towards the wall. Opening up the quads. Find your place, close your eyes, or just soft eyes. Take a few deep breaths right into your front left thigh here. Remember to be patient with the opening of the quads here. They're big muscles. Their job is to help you sit and walk. But right underneath that is your iliopsoas. Comes right into the front of the pelvis. It's connected very deeply to the piriformis. So we try to make some space. Because if your psoas is tight and it's pressing from the front side, it will also press into the sciatic nerve, right into the piriformis. So we're just trying to work from the front now. Take 2 more deep breaths right here. And then walk your hands down to the floor. Coming into pigeon, just wiggle right foot over to left side, whether you're doing normal pigeon or pigeon on the wall. Make sure that foot is straight back. Either way, you can stay up if you want to work on lifting the hips, or you can come down to forearms. You can also use a block. If the forearms aren't coming in, put the forearms on the block. Use whatever you need. Use the towel under the hip if you're in normal lunge or pigeon. And then just drop your head down, breathe into opening. You will feel this outside hip flexor right at the top of where the piriformis comes in. So let that open. Easy shoulders, just gently moving down, dropping head down. Just breathe into this space. And with pigeon, if you take a big deep breath in the belly, it will push off the front thigh and press right into the back. So keep the hips level and square. Big deep breaths, pushing from belly into back. Stay in your pigeon. Few more breaths. And one more deep breath. When you press up, do it slow. And then you can just, if your foot's on the wall, you just want to rock forward and slide it down. Just be easy. Now I'm gonna turn around so my right side's facing you, but we're coming to right side, lounge. Lounge lizard. Don't know why she named it that, but it just is. Grab that blocker towel and you put it right between your legs. That helps the squeeze. You can certainly do it without it, but having something to squeeze between your legs makes a big difference. Now you can stay on your forearm here, or you can come up with the hand. Choose which one feels comfortable, and then come right on that knife edge of the right hip. Flex the toes back, push through the heels, the longest legs you ever had. Squeeze the block, and then just rock right ear over to right shoulder. And breathe. So if you feel like you're jacked up too much on the hand, walk your hand forward more so that your ribs opening. If that still feels uncomfortable, come down to the forearm. Close your eyes. Remember, eyes are the exit of the liver. Liver and gallbladder work together. Everything comes to the head. So if you can imagine breathing in, on the exhale, letting it shoot down, move down, outside of legs, through that fourth toe, just releasing through the bottom of your feet. And then take some deep breaths into this space you're making in the lower floating ribs. Inhale. Exhale. And then when you come out, you just lower down. You can roll over to your belly, put the blocks aside, just roll over to your belly, press up into a child's pose, or do something that feels good. But lengthening the back here with a child's pose is really nice. Drop your tailbone down, head down to the floor. Breathe into the belly space. I like my knees being wide so I can drop my tailbone a little more. And then I have all that space for my belly to take big breaths. So remember, we're breathing into the low back, allowing the contraction of the glutes and the hip flexors. One more breath. And then we'll roll up. And we'll come in back into lunge with right foot forward. You guys need me to mute this again? How we doing? We're okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I like leaving it on just in case you need to holler and my head is not facing towards the screen. All right, regular lunge. So remember, lunge starts here. We call this easy lunge, where hip is stacked over knee. And then we make a 90-degree with the right knee over ankle. When your hips begin to open, it's not the leaning forward of the chest, but it's the opening of the hip. I come a little more forward, a little off the knee, right? So come to your place. Put your left hand out to the front and the side as far as you can get it. And then grab that right knee and right forearm, squeeze into the chest. Leave your head down here. And then really stick your left toe strong into the floor. Keep that connection. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, pull your belly in, roll left hip down to the floor. And if you're not there, it'll get there eventually. Days or weeks, just keep practicing. It's okay, it's a practice, it's a practice. You should have seen the first time I practiced with Anna Flores. I felt like I would be dead forever. So it is a practice, but it opens you deeper than you can imagine. So you have to be patient, you have to be willing to breathe, and just feel the body open a little more with every breath. You keep rotating the left hip under. And then you relax the head on the right knee, but keep pressing that right knee into the chest. Keep it nice and tight. And then you breathe so big the belly pushes open the space above your hip and your floating ribs. Big breaths. And stay here. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Keep the left toes connected to the floor. And let's do one more breath here. Roll yourself up nice and easy. Come back into, if you want a couple cat-cows, go directly into child's pose. Embryo is also an option. You just come into a child's pose and bring your hands back toward your feet to get the release off your shoulders. Find a release pose, but make sure that it's opening your back. Wiggle your fingers. Just release the tension. And make sure you're taking some deep breaths. When you're ready to roll up, easy roll up, turn back on your mat so that your feet are facing the wall, and then come on to your back. We don't need to touch the walls, just have your feet facing the walls. We're going to come into a figure 4, a little more release for the outside hip flexors. So flatten the back, bring your heels in, flatten the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck, just get the whole spine to be long. And then reach right foot up towards sky, pull toes down towards shin and stick the heel up towards the ceiling. Just let that foot stack right over the hip. So we're stretching. Sometimes sciatic pain comes through the back of the hamstrings. So that's when we keep the toes flexed back to lengthen that bladder channel. And then we're just going to drop that right foot below that left knee. And then take your hand on the inside, not on the knee of the right leg, but on the inside belly of that thigh, and push away. Little tension opens up the rotation of the hip. And take a few deep breaths here. It's always nice to have the sound on because I can hear you grunt, and that's okay. Usually at the end of a practice, you imagine my classes are usually 2 hours long, that by the time everyone's finished with these long holds, this is not holding as long as we normally do, that people slither off their mats. So if you feel like that, you're working in the right direction. All right, release the tension with that right hand. And without lifting your head, leave head onto the floor. I want you to lift left foot off the floor, bring left knee towards your chest. Nothing with the arms yet, just pull left knee in, leave your head on the floor, long neck, and then you can take your hands without rolling shoulders up, reach through and grab the back of your left thigh. If you can pull that in a little more, maybe you can slide the hands to reach the front of the shin, but don't lift your head. Keep it nice and long. And then you can pull that left knee a little closer. It's releasing the back, and it's working on that outside hip flexion. Now flex your toes on both of the feet. Big deep breath. So we're just releasing, we're warming down the end of the practice. You can find a little release emotionally, letting you know that we're coming to the end. Or the finish, that's a better word, coming to finish. Breathe into the outside of that right hip. It really needs your breath. And now release your left leg. Foot comes to the floor. Leave your right foot right exactly where it is. We're coming to supine twist right in figure 4. Drop right foot over to your left.
keeping that foot on the top of the knee. Just see if you can get that right foot to hit the floor. And then take your right arm above your head. Take your left hand right in the crease of the leg and push down and away. And then open up that external rotation and your psoas for this nice stretch. And then you can release the neck, just drop right ear over to right shoulder even. Nice big deep breaths. One more. Pull belly down to help you lift the legs back up again. Lengthen right foot up to ceiling. And then bring right foot to floor as you switch. Left foot up. Flex toes back, stacking left foot right over hips. Flatten the back. So just let the weight of your leg flatten the back to the floor again. And then bring that left foot, drop it below the right knee. Extend the left knee outward. Press right into the crease or the belly of that thigh. Open up the hip. So when you press away, you're giving that lower pelvis area some room to breathe. Big deep breaths here. And then release that tension. We're gonna just bring right foot off the floor, right knee comes to chest, lead head down, reach through, grab the back of that right thigh, and see if you can lower shoulders back to floor as you hold on. And if you bring that right knee a little closer, maybe the fingers reach in the front of the shin. And we come into full figure four on the back. Lengthening the lower back and opening the outside hip. Big deep breaths. And then when you release, slowly let the right foot come to the floor, leave left foot exactly where it is, then roll left foot over to your right side. And if it doesn't hit the floor, you can put it on a block. You can always use that block again or something to help lift. And then left arm reaches up above, left shoulder's on the floor. Use the right hand in the crease of that front left thigh, press away. And let that left knee rotate out to a little more. Breathe in. So these classes are hard for me to teach because I'm normally giving hands-on assist here throughout the whole thing. So forgive me that we're on Zoom. We do the best that we can. And thank you for showing up. So remember, just to keep reminding your body how beautiful it is and how strong it is. And, stop the chatter of, why can't I do this? Or I'm not good enough to do that. Because you see that stuff down in your tissue. So just be okay with right now. So take a breath in. Release that, pull your belly down, lift the legs back up, left foot comes up to ceiling, flex the toes. Good, and then you can bring that left foot down to floor. We're closing Shavasana style. So what I'd like to do is give a couple options. All right, so you can just scoot your butt to the wall and put your feet back up and you come straight into Shavasana. Or you can do one more active form and come down to a sitting close. So if you're rolling up, or if you're coming into a Shavasana with feet on the wall, get yourself over that way. If you're coming into a more active, you're gonna get your feet on your mat. You're gonna come down to a 90 degrees. Put that block between your knees. And you're gonna tuck your tailbone and press this back into the wall. So one more release. Shoulders to wall. Breathe. Remember, this is not we call it a timeout or some punishment. All right, if you're on the wall, take a breath in. Remember, this is a way to build up quad strength, squeezing the block, working on the low back, pressing into the wall. Then we just take the block out and we roll down, flat back to the wall. Soles of the feet together. And then we use the wall to press the back into the wall. So everyone's moving into their Shavasana of choice. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. Releasing tension. And if you're sitting upright, make sure that you put the back of your head into the wall. So while you're closed eyes, and think about this channel, this nerve that runs down this energy channel. It's like an electric line, and if it shorts out, it'll be a sharp pain. So the way to ground that, we come back to the liver and the gallbladder being mates. And the color of both of them is green. We're in the time right now of both liver and gallbladder, springtime, budding for fourth. So green is a soothing color for the gallbladder and the liver. So if you can take a walk once we finish this practice and you find some green, you can sit and you can meditate with the green. There's so many different colors right now. It's yellow to lime green to dark green, depending on the emergence of all these leaves and trees and plants. But find the connection to this time, to this nature. Feel your feet on the earth. Remember, keep the channel open from your head to the fourth toe. You can always close the eyes amongst the trees and run the energy that way. And you know, if you need to ask the body what it's trying to teach you or show you in this process. We always look outside ourselves for the teachers, but there's such a great teacher within us if we just ask. So we'll just slowly move out of this practice today so you can get on with your day. If your feet are on the wall, just slowly let them slide down. Maybe stop in Supta Baddha Konasana for a moment. If you're sitting and the soles of the feet together, just lift the knees up. And then everyone can move right into a big squeeze. Bring knees to chest. And then give yourself a nice big squeeze. This is for the heart. I know many of us are alone, not without others to squeeze and hug. So in the ether, we connect and we share. And then to close, we're just gonna find a sit. So you can face the camera or not, either way. We're just gonna come to a sit. It's kind of like our humble self comes back to where we began. And I think it'd be really nice if somebody, each one of you here today has pondered this for a moment, if you wish, something to share about the goodness of life right now.
Your mics are all open, so you can speak out anytime.
I
Wow.
talked to my mom and my sisters today. I talked to my mom and my sisters today, and we asked, or someone asked, like, what's your favorite Easter memory? And like so many memories came up for all of us. So it's really nice to just have spent part of today remembering my childhood and the times with my family. And that just brought me so much happiness.
That's nice. Did you remember like being in the grass hunting for eggs with your sisters?
Yeah, my favorite memory was right before that, like just waking up and looking out the window before running into the grass.
Nice. See, that's green. It's green. Easter's a time of green. Who else?
Well, I know for me, my creativity just keeps growing and growing the longer this pause happens. So, I'm just enjoying it and trying to capitalize on it and find a way to keep it going, as life will eventually become what it becomes.
That's very nice. Allowing it to change. Yes?
Yeah.
Good.
Because it's all going to change. So we'll see what it does.
Very nice.
I'm just grateful to be here today.
It's good to have you here, Shirley. Thank you. Shirley's one of my long-term students from Denver, so been practicing with me for many years. Thank you.
Well, I know we all may be in different weather conditions. I don't know, I spoke to somebody from Denver a couple of days ago who thought snow was coming, so I don't know if that's what's happening, but
It's
I
not.
I'm just really enjoying, I'm just living the outdoors right now, just being able to get outside and hike, and it's just really nice where I am, and I'm very grateful for that right now.
And you're in Bisbee, right?
I'm in Disney, yes.
It's beautiful today.
Weather.
Nice.
It was beautiful in Denver the last few days. It was in the 70s, very nice, and all the flowers are blooming and everything's coming up. But today it's snowing.
Oh my goodness, this is so good.
Snow also, let me just say, I love snow too, so snow is beautiful.
Nice. Do we still have Vicki with us?
Yep, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just enjoying being home with my family. You know, I have to go out and no expectations to go out and be social.
That's great. It's good to have family near you. Lily, you still there? We may have lost her. All right, with that, let's all pull our hands together in front of the heart, that eternal spark, right? This is the fire from the liver energy, that creative energy lifting up right in front of the heart, sealing our practice. Remember to put a little gratitude in there. Thank yourself for being here, for holding space for all of us together. And then we lift that flame up right between our eyes into shin point. We take our bow together, back to earth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing today with me and everybody here. All right, so you've opened up some pretty deep spaces. You might be a little sore. Drink lots of water and take care of yourself. And Jackie's gonna do her forward fold test to see if she can touch her toes.
Dude, how did you know?
Come on, it happened last time, so you have to try.
I know. No, I gotta see if this will work. Last time I had someone else do it. Okay, I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
First time I did it a ways after. Yep.
Yay!
I'm under my toes. That never happens except after this class.
Oh, this is so good.
This is amazing.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.
See you soon.